Okay, this is from our fourth floor window at the Altea Hotel in Luon, France. We got a pretty nice view. Some of them are just a wall.
And some of them have a balcony.
Some of them have a nice balcony, but we didn't get one. But all in all, it was a pretty nice. Along the roads, of course, men to march through, and the tradition is kept up, and now the French have named trees in honor of fallen soldiers. This keeps on sometimes for miles and miles and miles. We drive that way. Because a lot of them were destroyed during World War II. Artillery. Notice there's breaks in them.
That was the whole battalion that went up there and did that sweep, huh?
Yeah.
The whole battalion.
A company was on one side, we were on the other. I remember that. I think this is countryside, quite large farms, because the fields are big.
We got him in most of the pictures. I see it.
And the others.
Henry.
Yeah, it is.
Still is.
Oh, yeah.
I remember it well. I will go over
Right here.
Right over there. There it is.
Straight ahead, right ahead.
Oh, looks like a Hockey Tower, right?
Is that all I see? It has one of the largest naves inside, and they consider this the architectural. Very heavy. Don't ask me how much it weighs.
This is a cathedral of some kind, I don't know what it is.
already gone.
But that tall building I took a little while ago, it's the first skyscraper in France. I forgot the name of it. This is one of the largest complete Gothic design cathedral in France, built back in the 1300s. Just tremendous. I can't get far enough back to get a complete picture of it all at once, because it's so large. But I'll try later to get it. There's the archway into the entrances. Imagine from the top to the bottom, it's at least 30 feet and 20 feet wide. It's probably about 40 feet high instead of 30, or higher probably. This is the interior of this church. This is the interior of this church in Amiens, France. We're getting close to leaving France now into Belgium, but we're stopping here for a half an hour break. Actually buried in these spots. All the big cathedrals have this, and there's hundreds of people buried inside these churches. Now, as I understand it, all these little chapels that people can, of renown, own these little chapels and have little private services, or, as I understand it. Here's another crypt where somebody is buried hundreds of years ago. This church was built in the 1200s also. Or cathedral, rather, I should call it, I suppose. There's a smaller chapel. Seems as though they got these little small chapels that for smaller services. There's another crypt. And look at the above it there. I'll try to bring it in closer. The family crying. Fantastic. There's some more whatever you'd call it, architecture inside this church. I'm just taking care of some shots of all kinds here. To show the immensity of the whole church. This is the seating that shows all the chairs. Seat behind me is the altar. Here's another chapel. There's sanctuary and the front of the church altar, I was supposed to call it. Cape de France again. It's really wide open here. Seems like big farm. World War I, I mean. One of the biggest battles that was fought here. There were 16,000 killed the first day, I think it was. It lasted for several months and nothing much was accomplished, except a lot of people died.
They go to the lines and the night
Like fun.
We had a lecture tour.
They said
We're crossing the Sun River now.
they said that 500,000 lives were lost both sides in a matter of 3 months. We are now in Liège, Belgium, and this is along the Meuse River. We're going to go to Tilt, and then tomorrow we'll be at Lanclair, where we had a pretty tough. We are now in Tilt, Belgium, where we were stationed
up there.
on a rest period for a while.
Look at back over there, that looks like a bridge of some kind.
Okay, we're gonna get off here.
And a busy road outside. This is the Durand Hotel in Spa, Belgium. It's a beautiful, quite new the way it looks. 96 rooms. Boy, the old Belgian franc doesn't go very far here. $5 for a glass of beer. It's probably what's same as a can. Henri Chapelle National Cemetery. There's 7,000 some, I believe, buried here. There's 15 of our fellows from 99th buried here. And we'll be visiting each grave. I'll try and get a picture of their tombstone. They are well groomed, taken care of by the Military Monument Association or something.
I'm just wondering if these two one.
This is a wide sweep view from one side of the monument.
Just because it was Norwegian, and that was
This is a pillar on a memorial building in the state of Minnesota. There are 52 columns here. The names listed on each column are the ones that are missing. At that time there were 48 states, so I'm assuming that 48 columns in Hawaii, and Alaska, Puerto Rico, and I don't know, the 52nd column would be Panama. I really don't know. This is a view of the other side of the memorial building. There's the state of North Dakota column.
But no, well, I really want to buy it.
These, like I said, these names are names of people that are missing. They're not necessarily from North Dakota, but they're just listing all of them that they know of.
And you don't pay that for sweater and coat. You get a sweater about, a good one about $80 if you buy a good one, $30.
Yeah. But you can, you can wait and buy the same.
This is the 52 columns of this big memorial building. Inside the memorial building, I'm trying to get some shots of things. It's a different battle, depicts the different battle areas, the different units. That's a truck through. Bring the bouquet up, or wreath. This is a small chapel at one end of the big building where we presented the wreath for all our friends that are entombed here. There's 15 99ers buried in the cemetery.
Other way back.
This one is Sigvar Alver. Walter Johnson, 99th position. That's number 2.
October 20th.
Danielson, Gunnar Danielson. John Nielsen, New York. I'm not reciting each one otherwise because I'm assuming we can read it when I put it on tape. Anton Woberg, C Company. Good friend of mine. Tompkins, a young boy. I suppose he was 20. Whole life to live, and it ended right there. C Company. Wuurselen. Paul Thamo, C Company. I mean, 99. I don't know what company, but when he died, friend?
Oh, it says there, September 18th.
September 18th. No, when will you there? About 45 and maybe about what you thought. Not you, but you thought you were 99 chapter 2 was probably.
The day you were motivated.
No, really. Whoops.
That's okay.
Arnie Anderson, 99er. Gus Erickson, C Company, another good friend. In '88, come through the window, got him before he hit a bazooka, he couldn't quite make it. Elmer Weinrich, 99er. I just didn't know him either. He must be. I'm interrupting now for a little bit and taking a pen right out of the queue.
Well, I still wonder, so there you were for us.
Andrew Eilertson, another 99er.
I would
Swear
swear it's B, but I get confused.
And I don't know his
The
company.
only one I'm absolutely sure was Gunnar Danielson.
Oh,
And he I knew.
now we got Merton Swinson, first lieutenant. And I can't remember, but seems to me he was C Company for a while. And nobody else can remember either, I guess.
He was early.
Yeah. Lieutenant Terrell. I think he was with the company two or 3 days. He walked across the street from where we were, and a sniper got him. Tall, slim, very nice fellow.
He's the one that
This
was
is
born in
Indergaard, another 99. I wonder if I got them all. There's 15 in this, but of course there were probably a lot more.
Yes.
But the bodies have been returned to the States, which can be done with the family request. Elvegard. I may have missed them earlier, but so to make sure I come back, so I got all 15 on tape now. There's that memorial. There's a chapel on either end, and there's the columns. There's 52 columns. I imagine 48 states at the time of the war, plus Hawaii, Alaska, Puerto Rico, and who the 52nd would it be? Panama or Washington, D.C. I'm not sure which one. I could find out. This is a view from the Henri Chapelle National Cemetery. The farmland is very hilly country, but a lot of cattle. A lot of the farms have their house and their barn connected. And I'm trying to get a picture sometime if the driver will stop so I can get it. Beautiful country in Belgium.
Move a little bit up here.
Okay?
Move up over on this overlook out here.
Yeah, I will. We got a lookout from the Henri Chapelle Cemetery.
I'm sure that all these little piles are here.
Well, and this, underneath those tires, in that black. I have gone
There are sheep, there are cattle. See very few horses. But their machinery is as modern as ours. Lots of sugar beets, lots of potatoes, and corn. Corn is tall, 6-8 feet tall. We are now at the memorial to the 72 medics and engineers that were massacred by the Germans in the field at Malmedy, Belgium. This is not the actual site. The actual site is across the road from here. I'll show you later. But this is the 72 killed in the massacre, 86 altogether from an initial skirmish. And all the names are on this. And we got into Malmedy just shortly after this had happened. It's a very atrocity that the Germans were reprimanded for. The nipples are on here, but it's, I don't think I can catch it because it's very hard to see the figures even with a naked eye.
One of the names on the stone, one of the guys was tell me, back in the States, we started to investigate, and finally we found that was what we call an administrative group. So he found a man with a dark shirt and the name, and he had a new stone made, and he came and with arrangement with Germany, they put the new stone with the new name on it.
The one guy was left off, and it was a woman. I was very
I don't think I'll be able to read this, but I'm trying it anyway.
Now before, in the war was built, and before
You hear the names, and I'm taking a few, but I don't think we can possibly do justice to get them all. But they're all together, 86 names, all along this wall. Goes on down the line, all along this wall.
Yeah, they were.
This memorial was built by the Belgians. Now I'm sweeping across the road. And this is the field. I will walk over and get a closer view of it. This is the start of the field. But this house has been built since, but the main field is over here. There's a stump, an old tree, and the Americans are lined up all through this field here. 72 of the bunch plus the other times, but 72 massacred by the Germans who were situated on this road here. This is the sign. This is the cafe where some of them escaped into, but then the Germans burned it down.
There it is. Bye.
There's a supermarket in Norway. It's about as modern as ours.
Oh, look, here's the rest of the family.
There's the rest of the family.
And a big cafeteria with every kind of food you can think of, but very expensive.
There you wait.
You were on this side, they were on that side.
We were now in Malmedy. This is the railroad track. The track, and this high hill, but it's trees have grown over so much, and the buildings, it's just hard to recognize. We're on the west side of the track now. The company was dug in along here, up along here.
45, 50 feet over there was like a foxhole there. That's right on the roof.
The Germans came in from this direction.
This is all open.
It's all open now, but then it's all built up now with houses and buildings. The company was dug in up in those hills. It seems funny now, like I say, it's all grown up.
There or on this side we were.
It was open up, look up here. Way across here we were dug in to the top. The track continues along here. There's a couple of B Company fellows with us, and they say now it's all grown up, so it's hard to recognize. So Roland, you probably won't or will. I hope you can recognize part of it. Because now here there's houses which weren't there then, and we're quite open here. As the Germans come at us from this direction. The railroad bridge was destroyed and has been rebuilt. We were up, like I said before, up, dug in way up in this hill. Which then was quite fair of vegetation, just grass, and now it's a little harder to defend it right now. And we came up from this, and now there's buildings in the way, but they come up at us from this direction.
B. Sure. Not sure. The fencing, wall of the barracks. That's about
Back here.
Yeah.
Okay, Peter's gonna park the bus here. And I hope he's not told to move on, but he's gonna have to.
We are now in the city hall at Malmedy. The mayor is having a reception for us and some ceremony. We don't know for sure yet. There's the mayor right up there now. We're waiting to see.
Mr. Lamb was, I would say that for now, is the representative of this occasion. So now you know who he is.
I'm not recording any pictures. I'm just going to. My battery went dead when we were up at the reception with the mayor of Malmedy, but it was a very nice little gathering. He gave us a nice speech and commended us. And we had coffee and a dessert. It was a very nice occasion.
The same at the bridge farther south. The engineers were aided by a 57mm anti-tank gun of the 526th Armored Infantry Battalion and its crew. It thread and had to fall out of the battalion's convoy. The emplacement where we are right to follow the trace of the Ambleve River. Piper wanted to turn left, as we know, to pass through Trois-Ponts and continue beyond to Beaumont. By the time the leading tanks of Camp Group Piper moved out of Stavelot, the engineers at Trois-Ponts had prepared their bridges for demolition. The two over the Ambleve and the one over the Sound River in Trois-Ponts, and the third also over the Sound River a mile south of the town as well. For by an unlikely but possible roundabout route, the third bridge might also provide access to the town. There was no time to prepare the two railroad underpasses for demolition. Instead, a four-man crew, Buchanan, Higgins, Hollenbeck, and McCollum, positioned a 57mm anti-tank gun on the road between the second underpass and the first bridge. When the leading German vehicle poked its nose beyond the second underpass, I mean the tunnel we just came through, so beyond the second underpass, the crew was to fire, thereby providing time for the engineer's suicide mission. When somebody remarked that they had only 7 rounds of ammunition, they said that if they failed to accomplish their mission with those 7 rounds, they would have no need for any more. It was just after 11 o'clock on December 18th when the lead vehicle of Camp Group Piper, a Panther, emerged cautiously from the second underpass. The four-man crew
beautiful drive again now. By Fresh Pond.
Yeah.
I think we just run away to Bastogne and some museums now.
Aceti se prezentu.
We're heading for Bastogne now, and this fellow has got a tape.
It was autumn 1944. The American troops had driven the Germans from Bastogne. The town was free again after more.
We were happy to have the chocolate for the baby and the children, and tobacco for Dad. All their trousers and jackets were drying on the line.
Completely overrun by the Germans. They looked ragged, exhausted, and beaten. Obviously, they were in retreat and not headed for the front.
Remember when we met those guys?
At that time, we did not know what was going on, but rumors were spreading fast that the Germans have broken through completely into our lines and had confiscated all kinds of weapons, artillery pieces, and tanks. The worst part was that they were taking our uniforms from captured soldiers and were putting them on. At that time, we was really confused and scared as to who a friend or foe and who to shoot at. After being assigned to an area which I can't recall at this time, our unit was assigned to a very wooded area and we was told to dig in. It was cold, miserable, and lonely, especially since it was almost Christmas. And since you're in the lower end of the echelon, you don't know what's going on anyway. After each other's feet, to keep them from getting frostbitten. Then we will return to our foxholes or ice holes. Or we could hardly move. Since it was almost Christmas, the Germans were trying their best to demoralize us by playing Christmas carols, to make us more homesick than we were. The Germans were only about 100 yards away and we could hear their music clearly. We really panicked when the rumors got out that our ammunition was getting so low and was hitting rock bottom.
It seems we were fighting 3 or 4 days when we learned that we were surrounded and had no idea what the future held for us, except that we were determined not to surrender. The snow continued to fall and the weather turned bitter cold. I was tired and hungry and angry, as were all the others. Some of us were sent out on patrol, and I remember seeing dead Germans everywhere. And on one German officer, I noticed the P-38 pistol still in its holster, which I helped myself to. Sometimes there was a lull in the fighting, and someone passed the word down that the next day was Christmas. PFC Swanger and I took turns at sleeping, 2 on and 2 off, and I can still recall waking up to daylight with my body covered with a couple inches of snow.
Remembrance of the cold and what effect
it had on the wounded and killed stands out in my mind more than any other single event. Attempting to dig a foxhole in the frozen ground with only a small entrenching tool was almost impossible.
There's a tank. German tank.
Now in passing, I would like to tell you that this town here of
Steaks out from town, still warm and absolutely delicious. We could hardly comprehend it, and those cooks back in Bastogne had our undying gratitude. We had learned, however, to use considerable imagination in doctoring up the K rations to make them a bit more interesting. For example, you could make a sort of toasted cheese sandwich with the lunch ration of cheese and biscuits, and the evening bouillon powder sprinkled over the breakfast meat and roasted a while was actually fairly easy to take. We never figured out how to make that concentrated fruit bar anything other than what it was, but the chocolate bar could be shaved fine, very finely, or it wouldn't dissolve, and converted into a passable hot chocolate drink. At one point during our wandering, we were invited in to have lunch with some religious sisters who operated either a school or convent or similar facility. They were very kind to us, and we probably ate up a week's worth of their rations, which they so generously shared with us.
We went into Bastogne with 3 days food supply, and that was completed because we eat potatoes. Even more. Someone snuck into Lexington and brought back some jam. Then we ate raw potatoes and jam. A day or so later, one of the fellows found a suckling pig, so we feasted on barbecued suckling pig and fried potatoes, fried and stewed on it. But the sky remained overcast, and the airplanes couldn't bring in aid.
Filled them with gas, sealed them, and stuck in the sea. Heading for Malmedy, and the Germans were close.
How he and his comrades felt about McCullough's answer.
I'll never forget the genuine feeling of inspiration that message had for me, even more than the message from General Eisenhower as we boarded the planes for Normandy. Of course, the Normandy action was our first, and that initial taste of real deep fear the night of June 5th probably diminished my appreciation of Ike's message. In addition of the German demand with the single word nuts would be, the Americans were obviously suffering serious setbacks from the Germans, temporary though they might be, and some good news for the folks back home about a heroic American stand, coupled with a typically American wisecrack, was bound to get a big play.
On the road to
Today's perception of the historic nature of that occasion is certainly routine, but I've always gotten satisfaction from the realization that in December 1944, at the relatively tender age of 21, I had a full appreciation of the historic significance of what I was involved in.
The whole scene of the battle, of the Germans. Just like it was, as I remember it. Of course, this is in Bastogne, and we weren't in that. Well, here's American stuff. There's the snow in the background. This is one of the best displays in a museum of any we've seen so far. This is all American or Allied equipment. This is the Bastogne Historical Center. It's a very, very good one. This is the Bastogne Memorial. It's built star-shaped, 5 points on it. We're on our way to see it right now. All the states are depicted. If we can read it. That's North Dakota. So we must be on the other side. It's raining too. There's another view of there's a German tank.
Hey, looks like
Beautiful country. High valleys and high. The farm way up the countryside. We're in Dijkerk Museum in Luxembourg. Luxembourg is a duchy, small independent state, about 900 square miles away, within Germany. And they speak German, but a very, very complete museum. American Museum Camp, Friends Thanksgiving.
So if you can carry on slowly and which way are we going? That way? And then just follow the arrows. Your number. You've got to...
And there's the infamous K-ration. This scene is apparently taken a bunch of GIs in a farm yard where they set up camp. The girl is getting medicine, and there's a dog, and there's a chicken down here, and depicts a German soldier firing a mortar. There's Americans in the machine gun nest. They're trying to make this as realistic as possible, and it's quite good.
Oh yeah, that thing was fine.
What's that for a chainsaw? Anti-aircraft gun. It was made in Sweden. And I don't know what caliber it is, so maybe I can see if I look. This depicts an evacuating a town, evacuating the civilians, and then this fellow over here is preparing dynamite to blow up things in the town. It depicts a soldier taking a German prisoner of war, probing for mines and digging one up, This is a panoramic scene of the countryside where we fought in the Ardennes campaign, Malmedy and Stavelot. This is a horse-drawn German field kitchen. This is a museum, and there's a big artillery, and there's a tank. This is a small town, Bellingham, in Belgium. There's a restaurant here, and this is where that restaurant, this fellow put this sign up, or the signing up, last night, so he knew we were coming here today. This is a sister of a little girl that Vern Fossum to make a showing with it in our book that everybody's been trying to track down all these years. She's never been found. She apparently was killed, but and her mother is dead. But she has two sisters. This was another one that lived here in this town, and this is her. There's Andre. He's a native of this country, and he's a very patriotic Belgian, but he's a loyal American. He was wounded in Malmedy when he was 7 years old, or Bastogne, when he was 7 years old, and Americans treated him and got him well, and since then he's retired. Now he's helping Americans on these tours. This little restaurant has got all kinds of mementos of the warriors.
That only happened once.
They know how to treat you. 50 cents and $2 for a cup of coffee. Well, that's Christmas, I guess, as usual. This is our whole group sitting here now. This is quite quaint. And for one, people in there can understand English and can talk it, which makes it a lot easier for us. And this is a second sister. Only two sisters are surviving. Of course, Al had to get in. Al had to get in.
Give him a squeeze.
There, Al had to get in the act.
Show that to your wife when you get home.
I know.
The girl on the right and the girl on the left are the two sisters of this little girl that was been trying to identify all these years. Apparently they never will, because they never heard from her again. Apparently she was killed years ago by the Germans. We found this insignia of the 99th. Served us coffee. There's a picture of Shell and Paulette Nielsen when they were here in 1987. Hope it will show up on the film. There's our adopted Norwegian, Neil Ferrero. He's on the trip with Carol Burns from East Coast He's quite a guy. We're gonna... There's the fellow that put our insignia up on the wall. The fellow with the white shirt I just took a picture of, he was the bartender that put our insignia up on the wall last night, so it'd be up. You could see it when we got here today. This painting, I don't know if that's the painting of that little girl that we had that's been missing all these years, but we don't know. I don't know, but I just thought I'd take it anyway.
I'm sorry. Torch.
There.
Torch.
Here are the two girls. I've got to add that.
No.
I'll correct that. The museum was at Bastogne, but at Bowling, we're hoping we might see a windmill, but we don't know if we get into that part of it. We're on the way to Aachen and Lancaster now. We've got a long drive to get to Hanover by the night. There are a lot of apples. Take pride in them. There's apple orchards. There's lots of them.
Maybe it was a college or something. It was expose.
We are along the Albert Canal now. Heading towards Aachen, Lancaster, and those places.
Look, the coffee time.
There's your windmill.
There's a windmill.
Where?
Right there.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Hurry.
You can't see that one.
Across here,
Beyond me, take me home.
there's the sea level is higher than our road here.
We're driving alongside a canal. So it wouldn't show on the right on that wall.
A couple was on the other side.
Okay, I want to go straight ahead. To me, that's where we were.
Yep.
Yeah, right there.
Yep. Seems to be, but I don't remember either. But
Where was the house?
Do you want somebody want to stop somewhere?
No, not much need.
No?
we think this is a corner.
Are we still in Holland with all this gas
Yep,
stuff?
and it's welcome to. We're in Holland yet. We'll be leaving it shortly. Beautiful. Beautiful country. Too bad it's foggy and rainy today.
Water closet. Use
Well, we're going into Germany.
2 years till we come back. I'll give you my
What do you do?
We're waiting here
Give a call, tell them we got your
customs clearance so we can go into it. We'll be in Germany till tomorrow when we get the boat to Norway. Sorry now?
That's almost the color.
Here we are downtown Wuurselen. Same thing here. Nobody can remember the situation at all. Going up the street in Wuurselen, but I sure can't remember anything about it. Yep, I think so. It was in here. We're C company and B company.
Major
It was out in the field somewhere here.
Well, Major Hanson was not far from where we were.
Well, that's that mine they're talking about.
Yeah. That was up there.
Right
here.
Yeah.
Isn't it? Too far
This is the area where we were.
There.
Yeah, and it's in here. Yeah, and it's up in there, in this area.
Right off the where? By that tower? I think so. I
We
don't
lost
remember the church.
second platoon, we wound up with 17 men out of 40. Well, that's the second platoon sergeant then.
Is that where y'all found
Right in this area, there's lots of heavy action.
Hitchman about every 5 minutes.
Artillery was coming in.
Wait till a shell hits and you run like hell.
This is on the
He's a lane jumper.
No wonder, look at the round Delta of all these cities. Yeah, it's a real dense area. European
We are
countries,
now
they
leaving
have the
Hanover. We
Christmas
spent
market.
the night here.
If people stand out there in the evening,
We are now leaving Hanover. Hamburg. Large port city.
Hamburg got
The Allies bombed Hamburg.
these containers go rail inside ships, and then you often see them on the bar. Onto the ships.
It's a big ferry.
So we're sorting the cases out, those who want to take the cases.
The ferry, we're going to go on
It's a hard walk,
to Oslo.
so as we said, it should be a day.
Can't get on until 3:30.
That's what he said. Maybe we could drive right on. Well, we can sit and tell Dirty Jones.
Give you an idea how big this ship is. It'll hold 700 cars or trucks. I don't know how many troops will hold a lot. Now we're in our room up on the 6th deck of our ferry. I'm taking a picture out the window. It's raining yet, and I'll just take the along the sea there and see what it looks like. We're on the top deck of 9th deck of the Princess. This sort of a shot of the whole as we're leaving the port. Keil on the way to. There's the Krupp manufacturing, big German manufacturers. We're still leaving the town of Keil in Germany. There's a little lighthouse. This is the rotunda or the staircase 9 floors down to the bottom of this ship, mind you. The Norwegians had
the torpedoes.
when the first big troop ships from Germany came in here, they sunk it and 5,000 Germans lost, but then they tried to win and destroyed it all.
The flag there, lowering the
Torpedo batteries are down below here.
And we come with peace.
Now,
Nei, ikke alle, but we do.
this is going up the fjord.
Did you hear?
It's right below us.
Right there.
So see how the
That hole there is where the torpedoes come out and sunk that transport.
And this is where the German transport went down, right?
that was a battleship.
Battleship.
Yes.
The battleship that went down here.
Yes, and it's still there, and it's still leaking. Still leaking.
This is the narrowest part of the fjord. We got about 1 hour coming to Oslo.
Oh, yeah. But it held up the continent. Yeah.
But during most of the war, wasn't the king and his family?
I don't know if I caught that before, but the captain was up on the captain's bridge.
Well, I understand.
So we can get a good view of the fjord as we're approaching Oslo. This is up on the bridge. There's ferries.
So let me narrow area.
There's the captain.
That's how we had to try to get a hold of you.
Got this board.
We didn't know where it was. None of our land. The first one may be very.
4 years,
Battleship was, German battleship was sunk It drifted up here, and there's still oil spills.
Yeah. It was a big battleship.
You mean this was from that battleship that was sunk
Yeah.
50 years ago?
Go right there, you can see it.
From the battleship.
Still oil spills from the battleship leaking up. I'm shooting some shots along the fjord as we go.
And then they did find them, and then
There's the, watch it, you can see it moving.
preset here
Okay.
to follow
You
that.
can see it slide up like a little worm. Also, that's where we're at all the time.
His own course.
It just kind of jumps every once
It's
in a
like a
while.
little worm crawling along.
Yeah.
I see it. But he must know his course.
Getting all this stuff, information like the satellite. Tells us where we are exactly. He said we're there at it's very deep, but along the edges of the island is too shallow for
Within
it.
the blue line, it's shallow.
You
See
something?
the blue here?
There's a picture of the dock where we'll be coming in.
I didn't catch
And I'm going
By that tank.
to try and close it right up.
There, he said, is where we'll come in.
Bring it up closer, right down to the right of that tank. We'll be coming in here. Right there. Where?
The ship's out of here.
King Hawkins.
And where do we come in, Paul?
We're in. You came in here, supposedly, and
I know, but
we shipped out of here.
where do we?
Now we're coming in here. He said, see here? He said we'd come in there.
We have boat that's,
Where's our hotel?
we're heading right up in here at the dock. We're still going up the fjord. We're probably over a half an hour now from Oslo, probably.
Oh, the last
Which is up here somewhere.
before we dock.
So you go into the dock.
No, I do the speed, this engine control all the way. But
This is a little signal code light that the helmsman reads all them codes. Information given to him from there. The weather today is a brisk wind.
There's no road.
That's Hollmenkollen, I'm not sure. We'll find out shortly. Now Oslo is right ahead of us, so you see those two buildings there?
It's the city hall.
It's the city hall.
There was an airplane pilot that flew right between those two towers.
There, those two buildings, there's City Hall. And we were up there when the P-47 pilot flew right in between them, and sure, he got reprimanded, but he did it.
it to me.
Now we're getting a view of Oslo as we're coming into the harbor.
Isn't there?
And this area is where Wuurselen had his headquarters and lived during the war till he was deposed. Here we are, getting ready to get off the ferry onto a bus to go to the West Hotel in Oslo. Here's the United States and the Norwegian soldiers. Met us at the dock. There's honor guard. As we get off the ship, His Majesty's King Guard.
I don't think that'll be very good.
There's the flag that we gave the king when we come here in 45. They're presenting it to us again now. There's the King's Guard again. There's the flag.
Here you are. I gotta take some pictures. Oh, this is nothing is...
This is used to be the battalion headquarters. We're at Snæsted now, where we stayed all summer.
The first time over.
Now I'm panning all through the buildings where Snæsted was. And they've added, was billeted. It's been built up all around it quite a bit. And all the smaller buildings have been taken down, but the school is the same. Like Paul Hagen said, they haven't even changed the doors.
Same glass windows.
Yeah.
They are. Kitchen down there.
Where?
Kitchen was down there in the corner.
Kitchen was down that corner. And this is
By
the
the double doors.
the courtyard where we fell out for reveille every morning. This,
This on.
Huh?
This end.
we remember it.
There she went. Yeah, that's
King
the one.
Harold's boat, like that little late thing. There's Harold.
I see it.
Yeah.
House now, look down to your, no, this will make it lovely.
Keep your head down, Paul.
He was supposed
Damn
to
it.
leave Erickson on that trip over there.
Around Carleon, got there, the palace is straight ahead. There's the palace.
Now, you have the
King
yellow
Harold.
buildings up there.
There's paintings by Claus Hoie, 99th artist. We are now at the Akershus portrait, and he's put his display here. He's a national syndicated artist.
The origins in the 17th and 16th century when they were completed in Norway. Maybe we could take a little run through there before they go over to the other exhibition we have here.
By the way, this is Monday morning, October 26th. It's a rainy, dreary day. We saw a few flakes of snow, but hope it don't get any worse. There's a typical uniform. In fact, it's just like mine that I have home. This is some displays, some old weapons. They're telling about when they got their freedom from the Swedes. This is some art from the old days, I guess. They changed it so there wouldn't be no question of which uniform was which.
I guess he was a sailor.
This is King Haakon VII's uniforms, back when he was living. There's King Haakon's sled in the wintertime. This is a royal carriage back in the old days.
Men i Norge har vi ingen skam. Enda.
Here's a Jewish roadmaster, which was the king's official car back. First lieutenancy. This Zurich was given to King Olaf, as I understand it, by General Motors, in perfect shape, still usable. The new King Harold wants to use it next summer when it's nice weather. There's King Olaf. When he was living, we traded past the castle on Saturdays and stand right outside and review us back in 1945, I think it was. Here's King Olaf when he come back after the war.
What do you call a nephew? We are uncle or something.
And here's Olaf, King Haakon.
I didn't know that name.
King Haakon and King Olaf. This is King Olaf's uniforms, dress uniforms. when he was king. There's King Olaf during his reign. Artilleryman pulling his cannon with a horse in the wintertime. We are now still inside the fortress. We're going to the Resistance Museum now. We have been in the Resistance Museum at the Akershus fortress. It's just too hard to take pictures of them because of the crowded and other people and noise, but they're the underground that worked during the war against the Germans. And part of our group worked with them. We are at the Assistant Veterans Club for a luncheon. They will talk to us in a while. Now we're going to go down we'll finish our tour of the Akershus fortress. They're very interesting. There's some 99ers that lived in Norway. I'm going to get his name. He said he's an A company. He lives by Drummond. And here's Alan Wagner, wife of Tom Wagner, 99. He lives in Norway. He died a couple of years ago. There's Paul Carlson, son of Rigby Carlson, a former 99er who died in 1987. He couldn't remember what company his dad was in, but like look in the old Rockford. John Peterson, former 99er from the A company, lived down by Bergen. They all were invited to come with us on their deal. This is our table. Paul and Alan Wagner and John Peterson and William Stern. Dale Torgerson, he was in the Untitled Travel Service. He was traveled with us as a tour guide. There's Susanna, travel guide from England, who traveled with us. There's some Norwegian officers. There's an American colonel. They've been with us on this touring Oslo. We're now at the Royal Guard barracks. They're going to show us an exhibition apparently or something. That's the King's Guard rehearsing, practicing, so they got precision. Now watch them.
Stand still, fellas.
Inspecting the guard.
Looks like they're drilling.
Yeah, they're drilling. All right, okay. Here comes the Royal Guard showing us a demonstration.
outside there. On our way, just let's have a look on the tents we are using today and the winter equipment. As I've understood, it's most of your interest.
You got a promotion, huh?
So let's just move over.
One of our men wear the uniform. He's a general, Norwegian Army. Bob Snodgrass. It's a cold, dreary day. A few snowflakes are falling, and the weather's held out good for 2 weeks, but I don't know.
The strength we need to put together one escort. And this is, you see, they are equipped and rather well equipped for the task they are supposed to do. Back to this one. It's our winter equipment, or equipment for winter service. As I've seen in the pictures in the book about your battalion, I think we look very much alike what you did. What I think is changed though, it's what he has got on his feet. These are, they don't look very, very smart, but they are very good. It will always keep your feet dry and warm. So it's a very good improvement on the equipment which has been proven earlier. And I think if you take a look at the skis, they are basically the same as you used. It's wooden skis. Still used to wood.
The binding is different.
Yeah, it is different.
We don't have the cable binding. But wood is the only material that proves to be good enough. Plastic, we have tried plastic, but they're just going apart, so it cannot be used. So the old steel, that's the best one, I think.
The old hickory.
The old hickory. The same camouflage, and well, he has not put the winter camouflage on his helmet. That will of course be done. The rifle is different, but basically much of the same. Being built on the same principles.
My mother and father did not put it. My mother and father.
This is our tent, and it's very good. It's very good. And inside here we can live about 8 persons. And when it snows, it's even better, because then we can make a ditch right here in the entrance. So the coal will go down there, and you will have sufficient space for boiling water, making food, and preparing yourself for the next day or for the next operation. So this is a very, very good tent. It's very easy to carry, and
you're not Norwegian, you're a son.
That's the one we prefer to use.
Yeah, they have never met like
Thank you. Mr. Colonel in charge of our demonstration. Yeah. Look at this. Hey. Good night.
And we'll see you.
Here we come back from the big formal dinner. There's Fernie at the embassy. It's just fantastic. Unforgettable.
Are you going in the bar?
I don't know if we should.
Oh, let's have a drink.
There's an old fellow, A Company, lives with Drummond. He must be close to 90. Where are you going to go?
We're going up to this.
Good night. There's the hope. We're coming back and they're all tired. And this is probably the last group picture I can get of them before we go home. I believe that's fun. There are the two people who were with us on the bus. They're guides and also really nice people. A 3 stars, he's a full colonel in the Norwegian Army.
I appreciate very much getting to know you. You're a regular guy. And can't put him in work. They may get about tomorrow, but if it's possible, we'll see you.
By the way, last night, the films just going by here got the state dinner. Pretty fancy affair last night, and the photographer took the picture, used my camera, took these pictures of the dinner. Now we're coming into Frogner Park. It's a famous sculpture. Made all these sculptures and give them to Oslo. This is the famous Frogner Park.
Det der er så flot, synes jeg, det alligevel har fået så små detaljer med, når man tænker på, det er sådan nogle grove sten. Det er helt utroligt.
Det er deres fronting.
Ja, det er det.
What a panoramic view of part of the sea. This is the walkway in. Up through that gate we come in. Quite a hike. Ski jump is the highest in the world. They only use it once a year for international meets now. Of course, they're building for the Olympics at further north at, I don't know.
Turn it the other way there.
There they stand, the newlyweds.
Right now you got there.
Look at the snow on the ground
Okay.
and on the road.
I take another one? I don't know why. Oh, in case I should screw it up.
Ernest taking a picture.
Oh, well, okay. Oh,
Real smart.
I've taken a picture of Owen and Fern. I've taken a picture of them in front of Hollmenkollen, sign right below the base of the jump.
Very good.
Now, all I saw was automatic.
Did it say record up?
No.
Huh?
Where's it supposed to say record?
Up in the corner up there.
Where?
Where does it see where it says pause?
I don't see any pause. Where the hell do you see pause? No pause there.
Yeah, it's on record now. Up in this corner. Where I pushed the button.
Oh, I had everything there. It must have been on.
Yeah. The statue of Olaf V, the king before Harold. There's our bus driver.
You don't want him.
This is a view.
when you and I were down,
This is a view from the restaurant at Hollmenkollen.
is it possible
We used to go up here when we were
that when you paid
here
for
in
yours, you
45 and
received
come up here for lunch and a beer quite often. Take street car up here.
And we paid.
I don't know what the elevation is, but it's
And I came up
real
and
high.
I thought, well, maybe I got hot water. Oh, good.
I was talking a while back, Hollmenkollen. They use it once a year because they're getting ready for the Olympics in '94 at Lillehammer.
I mean,
That's the Oslo fjord where we came in. The dock.
I recall to the left
We come in through the narrow
the docks
and up town.
because we loaded the Germans and the Russians out.
We're up here about 3,000 feet up, and then the ski jump is a lot higher. There's the Hollmenkollen restaurant. We used to come up here when we were stationed here 48 years ago. Like I said before. It looks the same now as it did then. But very few things look the same, but this does. Here we got a picture of Peter and Suzanne.
So I can send that to your wife.
Our coach driver and our tour guide.
I wanted to get a picture of me and Peter. And 2 peanut butter cookies.
You nailed out on us all this time. Right, watch out. I couldn't find it, this place is a lot. And I figured if I was talking to the college, then I would be doing anyway.
This is where we go.
This is the West Hotel in Oslo. I took a picture of the kitchen to show how the food is set up. Mostly all Europe does it that way. This is an old, and that's the door into our room. There's Fern packing our stuff for getting out in the morning. Looking up and down the street in Oslo from our balcony. I don't know what these buildings are, but We're on the 4th floor. This is our 747. This will be boarding at Oslo, Fornebu Airport. We'll go to London, Heathrow, and then we'll go to Kennedy, New York.
761.
We had more snow last night. You see it on the ground. I think we're getting out here in good time. Well, here we are, November 1st, back from our 23-day trip. We got home last night about 10 o'clock, so 30-some hour day from counting the 7 hours that we had to make up. But we're home and glad to be home. I'm adding a little bit to the end of this tape because this is an aerial view of Nils Vickheim, our relative in Norway's farm. It's a typical farm in Norway and Sweden. Red barn and red outbuildings and white house. And all pretty well in neat shape all the time. So I'm hoping it'll show up on the